got Steve here. Steve is 50, has been on the program now 9 weeks, and came onto this program basically wanting to drop some weight, gain some energy, and just take back control of his day, not using time as an excuse, even though he's a very busy man. So, Steve, we were been on the program 9 weeks. How much weight have you lost in that 9 weeks?
I've lost 10 kilos, so just over a stone and a half.
Just over a stone and a half. Happy days. And where were we? 15 stone 7, something like that, was it?
15.4.
15.4, and we're now down at 13.10.
13.10, yeah.
Happy days. Just remind me, Steve, where were we prior to joining the program? You were 15 stone 4. What was life like at?
I wasn't comfortable in my clothes. I was waking up tired, so I wouldn't feel the benefit of sleep. I'd be tiring in the afternoon, lethargic. It was affecting me work. It affects your confidence as well, because if you're not comfortable in your own skin and the way you feel, clothes as well, were starting to feel tight. And I was the heaviest I've ever been at 15.4. And I came across your Facebook sort of videos, and you just ticked everything that was me, like 50s, professional man, overweight, tried all the fad things, all the different things, and and it failed, for whatever reason. And I think adding to that as well, I had blood pressure issues, so my dad died early of a heart attack. I'm on blood pressure medication, and I was, the doctor's still not happy with my blood pressure. I'm still like 140 over 120, So, I was at that point where I wasn't comfortable in my clothes. I was heavier than ever been. I needed to do something. And I needed to do something not only for those reasons, but also for the health side of it as well. So,
okay. So
that was the main drivers.
How have you found, obviously, well, fast forward 9 weeks, you've dropped over a stone and a half, which is great stuff. How have you found the plan? How have you found the program?
I found it easy to stick to. It's just by taking it a bit at a time, each day as it comes, using the app to track your food and track your exercise. One of the non-negotiables for me was 10,000 steps a day. I think we agreed that at the start of the plan as something that I could do. And if I don't get it in during the day, I go out around the village at night. So I make sure, and I've not missed a day. In those 9 weeks, I've done 10,000 or above steps every day. Some days 15,000.
So you mentioned about the app.
Yeah.
So you've enjoyed.
Yes, that's right.
Having everything in one place has been useful. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And then having set targets, which you said a great word there was we agreed. So together we came up with that plan. And you felt comfortable then being able to execute that plan without being overwhelmed or throwing.
It was something I could manage. Yeah, definitely.
And it's just a case of ticking it off as you go.
And it takes care of itself, and you get that sort of every so many weeks. You upload your photos, you track your body measurements and everything, and you can see your progress. And you can look at the app and you can see your stats going down. And it's just taking care of itself. You don't need to worry about anything. Just stick to the plan. Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. And then obviously, here to hold you accountable as well. So we have you filling in the forms and the messages and the check-ins and what have you. How have you found all that?
It's been great for me. We've had the coaching calls and we have the questionnaire at the weekend, where there's anything that I need help with or any suggestions. I think we had one minor glitch, didn't we, where I was saying to you that I was exhausted, like exercise was when I came to the exercise, and just by adjusting my eating habits and leaving breakfast till later, having my first meal around lunchtime, if I felt like that, which is what I did, because I never did feel hungry in the morning. I just used to eat for the sake of it.
Yeah.
So moving that to lunch and then having a snack in the afternoon just before exercise, and then either having my main meal after exercise or having my main meal at lunchtime and then a snack before and a snack after exercise. That adjustment took away that fatigue that I felt during exercise.
Well, I think what's important there is you came to me with a problem. How do I overcome this? And when we looked at it, we analysed it. We came up with a potential solution and said, right, let's try this. And as it happened, it worked, and full steam ahead, away we go. And that's
I mean, that was my glitch. That was the thing. And then I think the other thing was your suggestion at the start. After sort of me telling you about how my digestion worked, of trying the plant-based. because that for me is the key. The key thing for me, and my metabolism, it suits me down to the ground, and I've no doubt that that's been like one of the key things with the weight loss and also the blood pressure reduction.
Great stuff. So 9 weeks later, obviously you got the exercise in, mobility. You mentioned earlier in our conversation about the fact that recovery is key, and you've been able to mobilize and stay relatively injury free. You've been able to maintain momentum. You've lost the 10 kilos, the stone and 8 pounds. The goal is to lose another stone, obviously in the future, next 3 to 6 months. How do you feel about approaching that now and moving forward?
I think it's going to be easily achievable if I carry on this current sort of trajectory.
Yeah.
Just stick to the plan, and I don't see, unless suddenly I start to not lose so much weight as I get down to sort of having less to lose, that I need to maybe have adjustments again. But at the moment, it's still keeping on the same trajectory.
Yeah.
So I'm waking up.
I think one of the things we focus on is expectation management. So the less you weigh, the slower the process will be without making those adjustments. We'll have to make adjustments along the route in order to maintain progress and momentum. But that's part of the process. That's part of the game. That's part of the game we play. Okay, great stuff. Well, just to wrap up then, one more question. Is if there's somebody sat on the fence right now, in a position that you were in, wanting to make a change and and ahhing about what to do about it, what would you suggest to them?
I suggest definitely give it a go, because I'm 9 weeks in. 9 weeks into a fad diet, I would have sacked it off now, and I would have been back on just eating anyhow, and exercising probably very little. Whereas on this plan now, it's achieved everything it's set out to achieve, and it's got every indication of that it'll get me to my target. I've got the energy now. My blood pressure's down, my weight's going down. Everything is exactly as you described it would be. Just by sticking to the plan. So this plan works, and I'm 9 weeks in, and all I've got is more enthusiasm to keep going, to keep pushing. I'm not ready. I'm not unhappy with the results in any way. Whereas when I've yo-yo dieted in the past, and I've just gone back, and then it's like a few months of putting the weight back on, and then looking for the next sort of fad diet sort of thing, the next quick fix. But this thing, I definitely see. I may introduce some fish or some meat at some point, but I've every intention of keeping my diet for life now, moving forward, as sort of 80% plus plant-based.
Yeah.
Because it really suits me.
Okay. And this is the thing. I don't necessarily advocate a plant-based diet for everybody. It just sounded like it would suit you really, really well. And therefore we went down that route, and it ticked the boxes. So it's different, it's different strategies for different people depending on their circumstances. And that's one of the things I think we personally do well that other people don't do, is we look at the individual, we look at what the needs are, and we create something that's suitable and workable for that individual to get the results. And ultimately that's what it's about. It's about results.
It's a custom plan, definitely in our discussions and the questionnaires that you fill out, you work out, what the best route is, and the best course of action, and it clearly works.
So big thumbs up, and click and chat to Gaz and come and
give it a go. You won't regret it.
Come and join the program. So if you're out there right now and you're wondering, if you're umming and ahhing, get in touch. I will be glad to have a chat, and we can see if what we do works for you. If it does, great stuff, we'll get moving. If not, then can at least point you in the right direction. Okay, cheers now, bye bye.